Yo! What's poppin'? You're not gonna get a profile picture for this casting booth. You know. Apologies for that. But yeah, our matchup today. Team Napping Time versus EBA. So yeah. Pretty interesting matchup. I think the teams are going to be very, very close. I also don't know if Peasant's playing this one or not. Because I believe it's going to be Anvip. So, first time we're going to see Anvip actually play on a Dubu League match, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember. Alright. Well, I guess we can talk about the bans real quick. So we got Team Napping Time as first pick for the first game. So they get to ban the first map. First map gonna be Amy's App. Pretty standard ban. Nobody really likes Amy's App that much. Very KO heavy, damage heavy. Yeah, very scary map to play around. Then we get Inky's Splash Zone being the first ban by EBA. Very large map. Yeah, I mean it's just Inky's, isn't it? And then we get Gates of Obscura as the second map for Team Napping Time. Pretty standard ban once again. And then Arton City a ban from EBA. So yeah, most of the bigger maps banned out. So yeah, Demon Deus is still in the pool though. Let me try turning myself up as well. Because I don't want to be like too quiet, you know? I think that's good. I hope that's good. Yeah, I recently found out like 1 week ago that my microphone has a volume feature. So I am a bit of a silly willy. Oh, but it's almost final week, Sky. Guys. I don't know. Almost final weeks, and there's going to be some very fun activities that we have prepared for the final week. We're going to have a fun quiz show. So make sure you familiarize yourself with using Kahoot. Okay. So yeah, lock that shit in. And then, yeah, of course, we're going to have different types of finals. This time, the top 4 teams each having a chance to get on the podium. And claiming the throne, of course. There'll be money for the first team as well. We're adding that. Also might be a secret announcement for the future of Dubu League. You know, spicing it up a little bit. And yeah, maybe some more news, but I can't reveal too much. So yeah. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Got like something stuck in my teeth, bro. Whew. Oh my gosh. Where the bands at, bro? Prize Fighter and Adrenaline Rush gonna be one of the bands, or 2 of the Awakening bands coming out for Team Napping Time. So why don't we just load up the Bestie in Slot website right now. Okay, of course we'll be going random. Imy's App gone, Arton City gone, Inky's gone, and Gates of Obscura gone. So yeah, Only Village still one of the bigger maps left open. So yeah, considering 3 big maps got banned. And then of course Prize Fighter and Adrenaline Rush have been banned. So yeah. Oh. Oh, I'm a bit tired. Bro, this thing in my tooth is like really annoying me. Is Streamer on OBS? No, I'm still on Streamlabs. I found out I can use the audio thing on Streamlabs. So, I'm staying on Streamlabs. I can't be bothered setting everything up again, bro. I cannot. I mean, nothing's wrong with Streamlabs right now, so we're fine. If the thing I want to implement for maybe finals or maybe next season doesn't work on Streamlabs, I'll have to change to OBS. But so far, everything is pretty Gucci. Oh, come on, guys! I have work tomorrow. Like, get in. Bro. Where are these gooners, man? What's happening? Stinger and Monumentalist getting banned. Okay. So yeah, pretty standard bans. The Stinger ban continues once again. And yeah. Very, very interesting. Man. Oh well, we got Sensei here. That's nice. Well, guys, we just wait now. Okay, the whole entire team, except for Peasant, who I don't think is playing. The whole entire team of EBA is here. We're just waiting on Flyism and Shadow Cooper. Shadow Cooper said 1 more point. Man, what the fuck? What is you talking about, cuz? What is you talking about? What the helly? Okay. Well, where are these gooners, man? Like. We built this city. We built this city on I don't know the rest. Alright, looks like the whole entire team of Team Napping Time is here. And we're gonna get the draft under the way. Or underway. I don't know. Say no way. Okay. Team Napping Time gonna be the first pick. Oh, apologies. Alright. Let's see how they draft the Demon Deus game. Explosive entrance. So Zentaro, very, very high priority. Also Demolitionist, really good on Kazan for that. You know, get abilities back literally instantly as you break a barrier. Or like half them down. And you get that little bit of size. So yeah, lots of damage as well. Also could be a X game for Bubble Bear. See how he does there. But yeah, Anvip. Are we going to see Anvip on the Kazan? That is the question. Alright, both teams have readied up. And we'll be jumping into the very first ban. I believe I got told neither of the teams will do bans. We'll see if, you know, teams respect that. Or if we, you know, got some dogs. No, it looks like no bans. Oh, alright. But yeah, waiting for the other team to do no bans. I'm noticing that quite a lot of teams just stall. You know, they use all the timer they have left to either talk it out or just, you know, stall. Usually it's talking out, which is not a bad thing to do. I feel like with banning and picking, it always comes down to 2 options. And then, like, last second, people decide. Is that pretty annoying? So we do get the first pick of the Zentaro coming out for the side of Sensor on Team Napping Time. We might actually see a Finny going to Anvip to deny Shadow Cooper. Perhaps. We'll see. Finny, of course, being very, very good on this map. No, we get a Rasmus. Wow, okay. Rasmus could be goalie. Although I'm not sure why Anvip wouldn't just want to play Kazan goalie on this map. I really like Kazan goalie on Demon Days. You can do a lot of damage. Especially with EE. It's like crazy. Yeah, looks like we're going to get the Marco goalie. Rasmus forward, most likely going to be Jay Huda, I believe. Alright. Could be a Marco forward as well. Lots of damage potential on Marco. There we go, the Finny pick. Do we get to finish up the Law team? They whip out the Imi. That will be the Law team of Bite Breakers. I mean, Imi's pretty good with the start as well. if you're goalie, EE, or even demo. Demo's pretty good for just core control. Get the Kai pick up, going down onto Flyism. Yeah, everyone pretty much playing their mains on the side of team napping time. Now, what is the final pick? I don't know. I see this very heavily favoring team napping time. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm going to keep it at $50 with you. And we get the X going down onto Bubble Bird. Beast on the X. Of course. So yeah, Demon Deus, Explosive Entrance, and Demolitionist. Sides correct, goalies correct, teams correct, awakenings correct, maps correct. Both teams ready. Team napping time is ready. Still can't believe Anvip did not play Kazan. What are you doing, bro? Come on. And both teams are ready. You are owner. Start. Alright, make sure Bubble Beast is the owner. Just in case someone lags out, they can end or yada yada yada. I would love to see a team to just completely obliterate our other team when someone gets DC'd. Like, yeah, it's toxic, but it's not against the rule. It'd be like the funniest shit, bro. Unless it's against me, then, like, not the funniest shit, you know? Then it's, like, pretty toxic. Alright. How we looking? How we looking? Napping, EBA. Looking pretty juicy. Oh my god, I just got another idea. Wait, guys. I need to write it down. Where the fuck did I put it? Here we go. Friendly swaps. Alright. Anyways. What the hell? And Jay Huda is gone. No. I'm sorry. That was cringy. Where are the gamers? Jehuda's keyboard fucked. Well, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Just get me in, bro. Just get me in there. Alright, looks like we're kicking it off. Flyism gonna be the first to take a barrier, taking their own barrier. Jehuda slowly following up, taking the second. Bubble Bear gonna hit into Jehuda's hook. Jehuda not able to score though. Nice barrier take from center. We got the Marco buff against Flyism, but the Giga Blast completely diffs it. Let's talk about the awakenings. We got EE on quite literally everyone except for Bubble Bear and Jehuda, who opt for the size. Van Brace on every single forward. Momentum Boots on Flyism. And Strike Shot on Anvip, who is kissing the wall. Nice. Surprised that Flyism went Mom Boots. I mean, I guess it's pretty good against two brawler characters that can't really hit you too much. Compared to like a Vice or like Finny, something like that. Where's Robo Trobo? No way that people want Robo Trobo back, bro. I feel like that's gonna lower his market value, no? Like if you give too much, we might get them in the finals, you know? If the people want it. Shadow Cooper just gonna dribble against the two brawlers. Really well played. Sends out a 1v1 with Anvip. Anvip forced to use Flip. Flies him. Trying to find the pass through the double brawlers. Forced to use Flip. Was that a greedy Flip? We will find out soon. Sensa trying to win that 1v1 with a snipe against Anvip. But Anvip just stays on top of it. And the Finny ultimate scores the goal. Yeah, unfortunate situation for Anvip. Did try to send a red core primary, but sent it to Shadow Cooper, so little bit of a blunder. I'm just saying, like, where's the Kazan? I wanted to see the Kazan, man. Shadow Cooper hitting the Badoink-a-doink angle. Not getting too much value, but Sensor getting amazing value with damage and double barriers. Really great core flip. Ultimate gonna be placed down in the bottom, but Sensor and Shadow Cooper work together to completely beat it. Flies and buzzing down to Shadow Cooper. Shadow Cooper trying to send the core towards Anvip as Sensor tries to go for a scoring attempt. Doesn't end up hitting Anvip though, but does hit it in the bottom of the net, scoring the second goal for Team Sleeping. I mean, you're bound to lose with an X the first set, right? I mean, that's pretty standard. I feel like it's gonna be difficult to play an X with the Van Brace. Oh, sorry, against double Van Brace. I would honestly just say Bubble Bear, just goalie sit on Flyism, who has Mom Boots, and then let Jehuda midfield. That could be a strat, honestly. Nice save coming out from Anvip. Barely keeping their barriers up. Flyism beating Jehuda in the 1v1. Opting for the ping pong as well. Gets intercepted by Shadow Cooper, but Shadow Cooper sends it right back to Jehuda. Jehuda is just having a ping pong fest in the top. Nice barrier take coming out from the ultimate of Shadow Cooper. Really nice value we're getting out of it so far. Sensor in the top lane with the core. Core flips it down to the bottom. Anvip does a beautiful pass to Jehuda. Pass to Bubble Bear. Bubble Bear cannot find the goal, however. Very tough to get any value on the X right now. You just can't find a KO with that double Van Brace. Shadow Cooper doing great with the ability usage right now. Nice evade coming out from Jehuda away from that Uno reverse card of Shadow Cooper. Anvip gonna be sending a red core straight to the top in Jehuda's hands. The Sensor misses the read. Or does a read a little bit too early, sorry. Bubble Bear using that X Ultimate Maximus. Not going to get too much value out of it though. Shadow Cooper in the bottom against Jehuda. Jehuda with a nice primary to dribble it to themselves. Oh, Sensor! Really nice aggression. Doesn't find the goal though. And Bubble Beast! Okay, they're making Bubble Beast goalie sit on the Kai with Mom Boots. That's good, that's good. Yo, Sai, you missed out, bro. You didn't see it, man. You didn't see it. You missed out, bro. Flyism winning the 1v1s against Jehuda, who has size and Marco buff. Questions will be asked. Shadow Cooper with a nice intercept from the clear of Anvip. Little bit of panic going on. Shadow Cooper, stop doing the doink-a-doink flips, bro. Nice barrier take coming out from Sensor in a beautiful spot to flip as Flies him sends the core to him. And bada bing, bada boom. Sensor core flip goes zoom. And the first set going to Team Napping Time. Flies him getting the MVP. What would I take if I was Flies him? Probably aerials. Going for the 1-2 punch. Okay, okay. Fair enough. Advip does get the double dash range now on the Marco. That's going to be very scary to verse. We get the Might of Colossus not being denied. That's pretty scary. We get Adrenaline Rush onto Sensor, however. Siege Machine onto Shadow Cooper. Got to make the ult a little bit more annoying. And we get the start of the Spark build for Bubble Beast. Doesn't really have that many options. Not the best first draft for an X. You know, when you play that X, you really want to gamble on getting, like, good scales. But yeah, they do manage to trade off one barrier for one barrier. Flies him doing nice to send the core to Sensor. Jehuda trying to stay alive. Do not want to proc that Adrenaline Rush that Sensor just picked up. Flies him! His barrage just cannot catch the core. As both teams lose both their barriers right now. Amvip has to use secondary for defense so that aerials and EE not going to get too much value on the offense. Bubble Bear blunders a flip. Really unfortunate, but it's okay because my man is in the perfect position to bully Flies him with that X ultimate. Really well played. It really does go well when they let Bubble Bear, like, take that forward, like, position. Oh my gosh, one thing you want to remember is not to approach kickoff when you have no energy. And that is why. Insane damage going down onto Bubble Bear. But they have the Vambrace, they did get orbs, so they're doing totally fine. Instantly getting damaged again. And they also get a double barrier while dealing the damage. That's a little bit rough. Nice hook coming out from Jehuda, completely catching Flies him off guard. Flies him forced to send it down to Shadow Cooper's ultimate. Doesn't get too much value as it gets denied. Amber trying to pass it up to Bubble Bear, but gets caught off guard by Flies him speed. Forces him to use flip. Shadow Cooper with a beautiful dribble into the own barrier. Playing a little bit of a suspicious imposter game. And we get Bubble Beast once again scoring on the front end. I just realized they're not called Frontline Johan. Nice. But yeah, Bubble Bear really showing that offensive pressure. I think it's good if you, like, work together in the midfield to get the barriers. And then once you get the barriers, you just let Bubble Bear go easy. I think that's really, really good. And for the side of Team Napping Time, I think they should just focus on core control. They're trying to damage quite a lot. But I feel like it's very hard with the Vambrace. Maybe once Stinger gets into someone's hand. We get the ultimate being used on defense. As Shadow Cooper battles in the top with Jehuda, sending it down to Sensor. Sensor not getting too much value right now. Has to find that barrier. Nice stun going down onto Amvip from Shadow Cooper. Amvip still on top of the defense, keeping both barriers up. Bubble Bear walking with the core. Trying to bait out a flip. They do bait out Flyism's flip. But Sensor getting one barrier. Shadow Cooper almost getting the second. Oh my god! Well played from Bubble Bear and even more well played from Amvip. Crazy read. Wow. Bubble Bear gets MVP with a 2-set X. Technically, no, sorry, a 1-set X? 2-set? I don't know. They have the Spark option. They do take the Spark option. We do have a Monumentalist with Siege Machine falling down into Shadow Cooper. That's going to be a little bit troublesome. We get Twin Drive with Explosive Entrance and Aerials on Marco. That's insane. Bulk Up falling down onto Flies and more damage with the EE and the 1-2 punch. We get Fight or Flight onto Jehuda. Kind of a scary build. And Stacks on Stacks onto Sensor. Stacks on Stacks. Incredibly good with Zentaro. Especially if you're running that Vambrace. I would say red team's awakenings are like a lot better. I'd say like the main concerning thing is like Shadow Cooper's ultimate right now. And that is why Anvit might have to hold something just to trade against that ultimate every once in a while as it brutally breaks their barrier. Jehuda and Bubble Bear in a 2v2 against Shadow Cooper and flies him, sending it up. Gonna evade away from that Marco primary as I don't lose their momentum boots. Sensor winning the strike war against Jehuda. Shadow Cooper. Oh, never mind. Sensor with a nice swipe and dice as Anvip holds the core for a little too long. Really well played. It's looking pretty even right now. Yeah, Team Napping Time scoring the first goal. And they don't have max stacks yet, so that's really, really good. Sensor getting one barrier as Shadow Cooper also gets a barrier. Yeah. I don't know if Anvip's gonna get an ace on Marco. Oh, but does do a really nice save against Sensor's point blank core flip. Bubble Bear has to use the core flip just to keep it out of Shadow Cooper's range. But Sensor slice and dices straight through Jehuda and Anvip. This is a very tough matchup. The Finny ultimate is very scary. Very, very scary. Nice ultimate coming out from Anvit, paired up with the Marco buff as well, but flies and finds a KO and it procs the adrenaline rush on Sensor. Flies and getting super aggressive, but they managed to defend against the Finny ultimate plus Finny secondary. Really well played. Anvit is in a really tough situation, however, as they do not have Vambrace. Sensor gonna get that adrenaline rush once again. Flies them getting really, really aggressive, trying to make sure they don't get KO'd. Jehuda and Bubble Bear doing really well to hold on. Nevermind Castle's Curse. Sensor does a flip, does the dip with the dash, KOs Jehuda, procs another adrenaline rush, and they completely obliterate EBA. Is there another spark? I don't remember. There's a spark. Okay, triple spark. So, what would Sensor take here? Probably Stinger. I feel like Stinger would be pretty good. And then Flies him, of course, takes peak performance with that bulk up. Prize Fighter going down onto Sensor, actually. We get a triple dash awakening with Twin Drive on Anvip. Holy moly. Stinger falling down onto Jehuda. Spark does get denied, but we still get the spec training down onto Bubble Beast. Okay. Ooh! Beautiful bit of damage coming out from Bubble Bear. But yeah, honestly, the thing that decides this match is like how well EBA can deal with the Finny ultimates. And Jehuda just says, I don't need to deal with it if it's not there, you know? Oh, flies him, breaking 3 barriers. I think that was 3. 4 barriers. And Bubble Beast with a goal. But now Bubble Bear getting the last barrier blast, flies him. And also getting the goal really well played. Can we get a Marco buff on the kickoff? No, we cannot. We get a nice strike shot coming out to deny Shadow Cooper of the kickoff damage. Ultimate gonna be used, so that's a free ultimate usage coming out for the Finny as it is still up. And there we go. Anvip's gotta be really, really careful with the defense. Want to make sure you're getting 100% value out of these abilities. Bubble Bear trying to rotate with the dash into a better position. And they do get into that better position. Nice hook coming out from Jehuda, denying the Mom Boots, denying the push up from Flies, and Flies and still does a beautiful core flip to break the last barrier on EBA. And wow! I'm kind of shocked that that stunned Anvit. I thought he was out of range. But either way, really well played for Sensor. something that Team Napping Time loves to do is kick off damage. So, EBA really has to watch out for that. Nice hook going down onto flies in front of Yehuda. Anvip without any barriers though. Gonna be a little bit difficult to play now. Sensor getting that core flip. Beautiful passive to the core. And they flip it right past Anvip. Come on, EBA. Come on. They got no energy. Like, watch out for the kickoff damage. Okay, they didn't do any. Jehuda getting a barrier instantly. Anvip. Come on, you got this. Okay, it's fine. Okay, it's not fine. Flies him. Finds a second barrier just as Team EBA clears it. Anvip 1v1 against Shadow Cooper. And Sensor with a beautiful dash to score the final goal for Team Napping Time. And a relatively strong performance for Team Napping Time in the first game. Yeah, I don't know. That Finny ultimate is very tough. Especially on Demon Days. Particularly on Demon Days. So yeah. But yeah, whenever you verse a Finny, you know, someone on the team has to just save an ultimate to deny it. You know, just save something to deny it with relatively similar cooldown. Because that is... Oh! Be a good announcer for Rocket League. I have 0 Rocket League experience. So, like, you know. Don't think that's for me. Alright. But, you know, regardless, jumping into the next match, I'll show you guys what it says, or what the draft is, and if the teams are watching, they can see as well. We get Fight or Flight and Super Surge. Let me just double check that none of those are banned. None of those are bans. And we get Calarian Core. This time we're going to get EBA as the first pick. Yeah, very damage heavy map. So I'm intrigued to see if both teams run the Vambrace again, the double Vambrace. But it's Minecraft lore, bro. Yeah, well, I can't get the fucking correct skin JPEG, can I, bro? Like, my bad, man. Like, what, you want me to launch my game, take a screenshot, remove the background of that exact one? Like, get out of here, man. Alright. But yeah. We will wait to see both teams readying up. But yeah, EBA first pick, Team Napping Time second pick, Calarian Corp, Fight or Flight, and Super Surge. So really good Zentaro start. I mean, I love Zentaro forward in general. I like it on this map as well. Lots of damage. Super Surge as well. Run that Vambrace too. But yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fan of dash range. I'll be honest. Unpopular opinion. I don't like dash range on Zentaro. I feel like I play worse. But yeah. We will see how the teams go once they ready up, bro. Come on, cuh. What are we doing? Why are we making Unk wait, man? Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sadman. Sorry, I'm buying Jehuda Gojek. What the fuck is Gojek? Alright, both teams readied up. But yeah, they'll be doing the no bans once again. Just a mutual gentleman agreement. Alright. Zentaro first pick once again. Will that be Jehuda? Will that be Bubble Bear? I don't know. But yeah, you know, I would honestly take Fight or Flight. Vambrace Zentaro. Hear me out, okay? Hear me out. I just hate Dash Range, like, I can't play with it, so you know. I cannot. And then we get the Finny pick, of course, falling down onto Shadow Cooper. Coopsy Coopster. Fair enough. And then we get Juliet. Wow. I have not seen Team Napping Time run a single Juliet. I mean, Sensor can definitely play Juliet. Maybe they only like it with a speed start. So with the Fight or Flight coming out. We get the Error and the Luda. Where is the Kazan goalie, Anvip? Hello? Where is the Kazan goalie? Like... Hello? This is not what I paid for. Like, come on, bruh. And we get the... Is this Juliet goalie? No way this is Juliet goalie. No way. Super Surge, Fight or Flight, Clarion. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sadman. Dream. Dun 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 dun. Be the wish. Super Surge, Fight or Flight. Alright. But yeah, Zentaro is swimming in it. Swimming in it. Swimming in it. Oh my gosh. Swimming in it. Internet. Try saying that super fast. In it. In it internet. In it internet. In it internet. God, that sounds horrible. In it internet. In it internet. Cool. I'm cooked. Yo, chat. Any predictions, chat? What we saying, chat? Hey, yo, chat. What we saying? Oh, well, I made Bubble Beast owner, and... Okay, there we go. We're starting! Ugh. Bum, 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 bum. Go easy on me, please, Shadow XD. We are both young. What the fuck? Oh, hell no. Why is Anvip on Asher? Wasn't he on Luna? Yeah, he was. Oh, Anvip, why are you not playing Kazan? Like... Come on, bro. Like, we all know you would diff them if you played Kazan, man. Alright. It's not a Juliet goalie. Sad, sad, sad. Fight or flight on everyone except for Jay Huda. Gonna opt for that super surge on the Vambro Centauro. Slick kicks onto Bubble Bear and Sensor. Siphoning one onto Shadow Cooper. Flies him with the Mom Boots once again. Eject button onto Anvip. Jay Huda and Anvip combination. Getting that first barrier away from Flies him. Just maintaining core right now. Keeping it in less aggressive spots, but they do blunder a little bit with the dash, losing their second barrier. Anvip up to Bubble Bear up to Jay Huda. Jay Huda primarying air. Bubble Bear does get the middle ball though. Almost gets KO'd, but it's okay, they did not. Jay Huda does a nice dash strike, scoring onto Fliesm. Gotta watch out for that kickoff damage, but it's okay. Jay Huda healed it up with that Vambrace. Lots of damage going down onto Sensor, who did not take the Vambrace. I mean, yeah. Juliet Vambrace is like... I don't know. Not what you want to see. Anvip sending it up. We got a triple flip on the side of Team Napping Time, and only a double flip on the side of... Team Napping Time. Sorry, EBA with the triple flip. Now a double flip. And one flip on Team Napping Time. Jay Huda gonna use their flip in a 1v1 against Flyism, but Flyism defends it relatively easily. Sensor taking a lot of damage. Still has that core flip. Does it in the penalty shot. But Bubble Bear and Anvip positioned greatly. Nice Luna ult coming out from Anvip, the Crater Maker. Making a lot of space by taking out Shadow Cooper. Bubble Bear trying to make a play in the bottom with a tornado. Jay Huda trying to get a passive goal. Doesn't get it, but remains in the penalty spot position. As Bubble Bear sends a nice core to Jay Huda, and they slot it in the top of the goal. Alright, passing up to Jay Huda on the kickoff is Bubble Bear. Still trying to find the pass to Jay Huda. Jay Huda finally gets in a 1v1 with Flyism, but they just keep it away from them. Nice primary dribble coming out from Jay Huda, but they do not get a barrier as Shadow Cooper does. Some nice adjacent positioning from Flyism. Dash coming out from Anvip. Doesn't manage to get the barrier though, as Shadow Cooper and Flyism still stand strong. Sensor trying to go through a little bit of an interesting dribble with the dash. Doesn't get the barrier, however. Gotta watch out for the Bubble Bear Nado as it almost takes out Sensor. Jay Huda on the other end getting one barrier. Nice teamwork coming out from Bubble Bear and Anvip in the defense. Just maintaining the core away from the barriers. Shadow Cooper losing one barrier, losing the goal as well as Flyism is busy in the disappearing gas. And Jay Huda gets your MVP. Oh! Heavy impacts. Bulk up. Stacks on stacks. Glass cannon. What? 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 And heavy impact on the Luna. What? What the helly is this draft? Wow. Okay. My head's a little bit spun around with that draft. But you know, to each their own. We'll see how it plays out in regards to their picks. Jehuda are going to be taking the second barrier, the third barrier. Can Sensor and Shadow Cooper answer back with a fourth barrier? Yeah, surprised that extra special went all the way to Shadow Cooper. That's crazy. And a sorry coming out from Bubble Bear as Sensor scores the goal right past them. Yeah, a little bit of an interesting draft, I have to say. But yeah, again, we'll see how it plays out. Ambit tries to save the core with a dash, but the bouncy castle takes one barrier away from them. Jehuda stopping the core for Flyism as they miss out on a barrier break. Amvip in a 1v1 with Sensor in the Finny ultimate. Nice dash after Bubble Bear clears it, just to double clear it. Jehuda getting their HP back with the primary and the strike. Amvip in a tough situation against Sensor, but Sensor does not connect with the dash. Flyism using their dash and their core flip aggressively, trying to send the core to Sensor so heavily. Nice Finny ultimate and core flip coming out from Sensor, and Shadow Cooper getting the last barrier. Also getting one of their own barriers, but it's fine because they still have one. Bubbleware and Amvip on the defense, holding on strong. Jehuda uses the core flip to get the barrier past Shadow Cooper and flies him, backed up by Amvip. Amvip does a really nice save in the 1v1 against Sensor, but Sensor abusing the bongo bouncy castle to send a red core in overtime against Amvip. Alright. The ball is half HP in the middle. Let's see who takes that away. Something I love doing on Era, or you know, IME, is just sending my ult through the balls. Which Bubble Bear did do. They do take advantage of that, getting that little buff that the ball in the middle gives. They are in a 1v1 with Infinity Ultimate, but they just find the better angle. But they do fall off the edge, getting kicked in the face by Sensor, as Sensor eliminates them for, I believe, 11 seconds. Sensor does a nice angle to the top, backed up by Shadow Cooper's primary, but Amvip and Jehuda stand strong, keeping up that final barrier. We get an ultimate trade-off between the midfielders in the bottom. Amvip dashing up in the top, doesn't find the goal. Nice clear coming out from Flies and clearing it away from Jehuda's intercept. We got a battle in the bottom lane. Every single player in the bottom lane preparing for it. Bubble Bear swings it up, backed up with the primary buff slash debuffs. Jehuda absolutely annihilates Flies him. Use energy burst. Really nice Zentaro keyboard mashing that we're seeing. I do love to see it. Nice kickoff coming out from Jehuda. Doesn't get too much value though. But they are on the offense, which is all the value you need. Nice flip coming out from Amvip, baiting out Flysim's flip to Jehuda. Still in a good position with their core flip as well. Bubble Bear gonna be losing one barrier, but it's okay because Jehuda annihilates them with a dash to the penalty spot with a core flip and a goal in the bottom part of the net. And Flysim has no abilities to answer. Bubble Bear approaching their flip as well. Oh, Shadow Cooper with a beautiful double barrier against Amvip. And Bubble Bear uses his core flip. No! Gets taken out by Shadow Cooper as well. Really, really unfortunate coming out from Bubble Bear. Gotta be patient, young one. But yeah, Jehuda fighting a war in the top lane, backed up by Bubble Bear this time as they try to set up the NATO. Doesn't get any value, however. Bubble Bear using secondary haste just to help Jehuda and themselves reach the bottom where the core is. Amvip in an impossible situation, but never mind. Impossible just means I'm possible. But, yeah. You know, defend like a god, lose like a dog. You know? That's the game of goalkeeper. What can you do about that? Not too much. And we get a Monumentalist with extra special. Why did no one take extra? Bro, I mean, they could take Deadeye. No. Twin Drive on the Luna. Monumentalist extra special on the Finny. GG's. A-Rush gonna fall down onto Jehuda. Not getting too many KOs though. We get more size falling down onto Sensor. More size going down onto Bubble Bear as well. And we get a Spark falling down onto Flyism. Ooh, nice dash coming out from Anvip. Backed up with Jehuda's ultimate as they break both barriers of Team Napping Time. The ultimate coming out from Shadow Cooper. That's going to be available every single kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. A triple secondary shove from EBA. Fails. But after they get the core again, Jehuda does manage to slide that bad boy into the net. They do not want to lose this game, ladies and gentlemen. We get an ultimate coming down in the bottom from Shadow Cooper. Doesn't get too much value. Beautiful dash coming out from Jehuda. Healing that HP. Getting core control to slice and dice the barrier in the bottom. Really, really well played. Ambip gonna send the core down. Backed up with a dash as they eject back. Jehuda trying to build up some damage. Really nice ultimate from Jehuda. Oh my god, bro is a menace right now. Finding a KO. Beautiful core flip. Has the passive. Are they going to find the KO down onto Sensor? Sensor using core flip. Anvip gets the core and scores the pass. Flies him. As Anvip wins the goalie 1v1 today. Always like to see that bit of aggression. Nice dash coming out from Jehuda, damaging both Sensor and Shadow Cooper, who have no evade. Flies him, using their core flip relatively early, trying to find some sort of value, but it just gets shut down by EBA. Never mind, Caster's Curse. Sensor and Shadow Cooper find the double barrier. Bubble Bear blunders their flip. No. Nice debuff, though, coming out from Bubble Bear. Gonna deny the ultimate from reaching the core. Really unfortunate ultimate with the NATO sending the core to Sensor, but Ambip is on top of business, defending really, really well right now. As the highest level in the game, paired up with Jehuda. Jehuda in a 1v3 in the corner, and they win it, because why the hell would they not? Jehuda hits the core away from Anvip's dash. Bro is an egoist confirmed. Ambip Bubble Bear sending it down to the bottom, but at the bottom we have the Death Note waiting. As the Finny Ultimate and the Estelle Blink and Sensor all go to Pound Town in the bottom. Oh my gosh. Jehuda has been eliminated. Not what you want to see. Trying to do a ultimate trade-off in the bottom. Bubble Bear and Shadow Cooper. Bubble Bear is victorious. Holy shit, they got flipped so quickly. I just realized. That's insane. Nice double debuff coming out from Bubble Bear as well. Just to win the midfield interactions. They don't get the middle orb, however. That's going to give the Finny Ultimate another chance to prevail. But it does not prevail. But the dash punch of Sensor gets that final barrier. Does nicely to dribble on the offense. But Anvip still saves it. Beautiful dribble coming out from Anvip to save it past Flyism's flip, who seems to get a little bit too greedy. Shadow Cooper forced to use their ultimate defensively. I'm like shocked that the ultimate is back up. Sensor finds the KO down onto Jehuda. Has been KO'd 2 times. Beautiful offense coming out from Anvip. Doesn't find the goal, but finds the KO down onto Flyism, which might as well be a goal. And they dash down on the bottom. Overtime red course, sending it through the bottom part of the net. And Shadow Cooper has nothing to answer with. Oh. It's already 10 PM, man. Why? Get the M prop falling down onto Luna. Does Sensor take the prize fighter? Aerials falling down onto Flies and prize fighter going to be picked up by Sensor. Jehuda doesn't take the Stinger. Takes a Might of Colossus. Stinger going to fall down onto Shadow Cooper. And Bubble Bear gets the cast to last. Bubble Bear does have a pretty nice build right now. So does Shadow Cooper. So yeah. Pretty scary. Guys, I should see if my fan works. Did it work? Please work. Oh. That didn't sound good. Oh well. I hate casting in the heat. It gets so hot. But yeah, one barrier down on both sides. And we've got to use core flip against the ultimate of Sensor. Beautiful dash coming out from Jehuda. Uses core flip as well, but does not find the goal. Bubble Bear gonna answer with a core flip of their own, but still doesn't find the goal. Beautiful ultimate coming out from Shadow Cooper. Doesn't find the goal on the bottom though. Shadow Cooper dribbles against the wall. Tries to find the goal against Ambit, but Ambit and Bubble Bear prevail, defending beautifully right now. Same with Flyzem, as none of the goalies give up, but never mind. Jehuda wins the strike war against Shadow Cooper. Too hot. Ugh. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my gosh, Jehuda with a KO down onto Sensor. That's gonna be the prize fighter. Stacks gone. Shadow Cooper still has, oh sorry, Flyzem still has their stacks, however. But Flyzem doesn't have their barriers. Jehuda tries to 1v1 Flyzem with the core flip. Not successful though. Unfortunate that they had passive in that moment. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. Wow. Y'all ain't clearing that. That was a very strong flip play coming out from Shadow Cooper, stalling the core as Sensor gets their abilities, dash punches it through. As all of EBA used their cooldown. Sensor getting the double barrier as well. But Anvip's missile does get one barrier to answer back. Bubble Bear looking a little bit low. Gotta watch out. Nice primary coming out from Flyzem to keep the core pressure up. Sensor doesn't find the strike war window, but does find the punch, which lands them the second goal. Come on, EBA. You are one goal away. Uh-oh. Bubble Bear gets taken out. That's Sensor's prize fighter reignited from the grave. Jehuda can't beat the Finny ultimate. It's just way too big. But Bubble Bear's back. They only lost one barrier, so this is still pretty good. Flyzem is approaching max stacks, however, which is something you got to watch out for. Jehuda almost getting the core flip as well. Same with Ambit. Flyzem and Sensor with flip as well. Nice debuff coming out from Bubble Bear. Shadow Cooper forced to use the Finny ultimate in the midfield just to keep control of this chaos. Ambit uses flip, gets called out by Sensor as they find another KO, find the last barrier. Will they find the goal, ladies and gentlemen? Jehuda forced to use flip for the defense. Flyzem using flip as well, sending it up to Shadow Cooper to Sensor, Sensor to Flyzem to Sensor, but like Ambit and Bubble Bear and Jehuda all holding on really well right now. They just need to find this last barrier. Come on. Jehuda sending it down. But Flyzem sends it up. Ooh. I don't know, nothing's connecting for EBA right now. They cannot beat Flyism. They cannot. They cannot. Flyism just better, bro. I don't know. Sensor taking the 1-2 punch. 2 sparks. Well, looking like a GG. Extra special Monumentalist and Siege Machine on Shadow Cooper. What? That's crazy, bro. Bubble Bear does a beautiful NATO, though. Doesn't quite get the barrier, however. Lots of damage going down into the ball of the center of the map. Gets sniped by Shadow Cooper as they get the last hit on a beautiful ultimate coming out. Anvip left in a 1v2 with Sensor and the Penny ultimate. Luna ain't gonna beat that. Jehuda trying to make a play on the offense, backed up by the Luna ult. Really nice ult combination from Anvip and Jehuda. And Jehuda gets core flip in the perfect spot. That was a nice combination. A lot of visual clutter. First barrier gonna be lost on team napping time. Bubble Bear and Anvip trying to clear it away from the defense. That Finny ultimate is so powerful. Oh! Nice barrier take coming out from Anvip. Bubble Bear goes for a dribble. Little bit of a blunder and they lose all their HP as well. Anvip left in a 1v2 in the top lane. They cannot win that interaction, however. Lots of damage falling down onto Jehuda. Bubble Bear tries to buff them, but still, they can't find an answer. They gotta find the goal, and they gotta find it quickly. Sensor gets the KO. That's one flip being used down on Shadow Cooper. Sensor using another flip to KO Anvip. Bubble Bear now staggered as well. Sensor and Shadow Cooper just play the 3v1 pretty standard, you know. Really well played. Wow, we got a set 5-1-1. Ah, that's hot. Oh, Jehuda gets a barrier in the bottom. Both goalies down, a barrier in the bottom lane. Oh my god, the double ultimate from Team Napping Time obliterates the barrier and obliterates Anvip, flies him, sending the opposing goalie off the map with a primary. Bubble Bear and Jehuda trying to defend as much as they can. Flies him, uses flip to annihilate Bubble Bear. They're doing well to hold on. But, yeah, every time you lose a player, you're gonna lose another player. Because they just have that much damage. Oh! Oh! That could have been the game-winning NATO right there. And that's a GG. Yep. Not much you can do there. Lots of abilities being traded off. Lots of ultimates being traded off. Oh, Jehuda with a nice double barrier. Anvip doing nice to beat Sensor's ult as Sensor barely misses out on catching the core. Shadow Cooper with flip, however. Gotta watch out for that. Can we bring it to a set 5-2-2? A KO. Bubble Bear is the one that's gone this time. Anvip and Jehuda really close on flip, however. But Jehuda gets trapped in the poisoned. But they both have flip. This is winnable. Anvip keeping it down in the corner. Oh no, Jehuda gets taken out. Anvip! No! Big blunder coming out from Anvip and Jehuda. And that might be the blunder that loses them the game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait, but they answer back with a KO. Anvip keeping it down in the bottom as they build up damage onto Shadow. Cooper flies them, keeping up the aggression with that Estelle abilities. In the overtime, Jehuda wasting their evade on absolutely nothing. What are you doing, you little mole rat? Jehuda in the penalty spot against flies them, but they cannot find the goal as Sensor just spawns back in. Anvip dashing down on the bottom, doesn't connect on the core, sending it down to Sensor. And Shadow Cooper with a beautiful ultimate against Anvip. Guys. What the freak? No. Oh, the flips. So many flip blunders coming out from EBA. Really unfortunate. You know? Come on, lads. Core flip. You know? You don't need to panic. It's G. You got it. But yeah, quite a long match that was. 25 minutes. Crazy. But yeah. The final map. What will it be? That will it be, guys. And well, here it is. Team player Spark of Agility only village. Why do we have to get a long map, bro? Why? Oh, why do we have to play Oni Village? Well, it is what it is. It isn't what it isn't. I'm on the edge of glory. I'm on the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge. Why have I been pinged? Can we delay? Bro. Ah, 5 to 10 minutes. Well, whatever. They want to delay, they can bloody delay. Go for it, mate. Bloody go for it. See if I care. No. No. I'm gonna do Wordle. Not this Wordle, because I've already gotten that. Alright. No, I didn't want that to be my guess. Why is that my guess? I didn't want that to be my guess. Well. No way Rango isn't a word. Why'd it go to that page? I don't want it to go to that page. Rolex isn't a word as well? What? Okay, well, rolls. Oh my gosh. S-E-R-O. What? S-E-O-R. O. Definitely starts with an S, right? Oreos? Not in the list. Of course it's not. Probably put this one out there. Yeah, S is the first letter. S-O-R-E. And something else. Soren? The NA player? I'm sorry. So... Okay, well, the second letter has to be E. Right? It's not. Okay, well, then the second letter has to be R. Is it... What? What the hell? What word is this? I'm so lost. S-R... S-R-O... Shrope? No. Sir... Shrome... Shrobe... Shrope... What the hell is this word, man? Whatever. Oh! I got it. S-R-O... Oh, sorry. S-P-O-R-E. It's spore. Holy shit, I'm a goat. Holy shit, I'm the beast. Holy shit, I'm a beast. Smack. Okay, we got the A. Hunt. No. Rainy? Wow, nothing. No. No, it can't be that. Okay. B. What is that? Okay, okay, we got all the letters. So it's a D-O-A-B-E, and it ends with an E. Okay, well, it's got to be B. What the hell's the second letter? Oh. B. D? Well, B or D has to be the second letter. Okay, well, then it could be A-B-O-D-E. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Abode? Abode? I don't know what the hell that is. I didn't even know that was a word. But we got it. But yeah, anyway, so picks. First pick gonna be the Zentaro. Once again, we get the Finny and the Estelle coming out for Team Napping Time. Once again, we get Flyzem on the goalie Estelle. Could actually be Center as well on the forward. We do have Peasant coming in. The hero of the moment. Peasant. Taking the Dubu, of course. We get the Luna falling down onto Bubble Bear. And the final pick of Team Napping Time will be... Let me do another wordle. Smack. Nothing. Okay. Oh, we got an N and a T. Pause. Oh. Okay. O-U-N-T something. Well, that doesn't help. Hinge? Why'd I do that? Why'd I guess that? That's such a stupid guess. Like... And we get Ruin as the final pick. Might be the Ruin goalie, actually. Oh. Oh, why is my Discord spazzing out? Okay. Only Village, Spark, and Team Player. Alright, we'll start whenever they are ready. God, why'd I guess that? Why'd I guess that as well? Oh, I'm so stupid, man. Yeah, well, I give up. It was Junto. What the hell is Junto? What does that even mean? Hello? That's a rigged word. I don't even know what that means. I'm searching up what that means because it's really pissed me off. Junto meaning. A political grouping or faction. Especially in the 17th and 18th century Britain. Well, thanks. Why don't you make the fucking word, you know, like... What the hell? God. Well, let's see if Peasant can wrap up this game and get a victory for the side of EBA. As we probably get a really long match. Sensor Ruin, question mark? No, Sensor is going to be on the Estelle. Everyone taking slick kicks except for Jehuda, who opts for the Van Brace. Spark of Agility on everyone except for Shadow Cooper, who takes a team player. Strike shot on both the goalies. Surprised Peasant didn't take team player. Or Flyzem. I mean, Flyzem kind of makes sense. You're not really going to get too much team player moments with Ruin. But Peasant? Really, take it. Double barrier down for both goalies. Shadow Cooper doing work. And Bubble Bear finds the first goal in the last match. If you want a burger, take a burger. If you want a burger. Peasant has one barrier left as Flies and still has both. Nice strike shot coming out from Peasant to get that barrier in the bottom. Jehuda taking a lot of damage. Peasant gets sent off the map. Bubble Bear in his goalie arc now takes the orb away from Jehuda. A bit unfortunate. But I mean, like, you have to run there. So it's like, you know, unfortunate. I don't even know how the hell Peasant died, but, okay. Battle on the top lane for the kickoff. Sending it down to Bubble Bear is Peasant. Same with the ultimate. Getting the first barrier is EBA. Dedicated quite a lot of resources to getting that. Peasant keeping both barriers up. Never mind, Caster's Curse has to hit it to Shadow Cooper, who gets one barrier. Jehuda really, really low. Gets taken out of the map. Bubble Bear and Peasant have to stand strong now. Oh no. I mean, I'm not gonna play. But, you know, I'm sure you can get some people. Peasant in the battle of top lane, winning it out against the Finny. Jehuda winning against the Ruin. Both top barriers are gone. Bubble Bear tries to find a KO, does not. Nice aggression from Peasant as they get the last barrier. Jehuda scoring the goal onto Fliesen. Ruin into Zentaro. Not sure if I like that matchup. Because Zentaro can kind of just hold the core. So, we'll see. Nice barrier take from Jehuda, winning out against a Ruin and the Finny ultimate. What the hell? Fliesen gets cooked by Jehuda. Nice defense coming out from PS Peasant. Sensor blundering a little bit as they use their flip. Nice save coming out from Flies and not going to lose that final goal. Peasant still standing strong with a barrier, and that is why I don't like that matchup. And Jehuda scores the goal. Peasant as your MVP. You got to take Spark? I mean, I guess that's... yeah, that's fine. I mean, extra special as well. Yeah, I would have taken extra special. So. We see, of course, the Spark going to be picked up. Spec Training. Denied away from Luna. Prime time onto the Ruin. We do get Fight or Flight onto one of them. Jehuda, and 1-2 punch on Luna. Cool. Not a bad draft. Uh-oh. Jehuda is gone. Ooh, nice dribble coming out from Bubble Bear. Wasting a lot of time, and Jehuda comes back in. Nice defense coming out from Peasant, but they get stunned out of the strike. Can't hold on for too much longer. Sending it down to Bubble Bear. Bubble Bear down into a pillar. Peasant in a bit of a tough situation right now. Using their ultimate. Jehuda dribbles against the Ruined Pillar. Loses the core, however. Peasant forced to use flip in a 1v1 against the Finio. Jehuda trying to win the ping pong interaction in the bottom. They do win it out, but nobody's there to pressure flies him as they get the core. Luna Nuke coming out, forcing Shadow Cooper to use their core flip. Bubble Bear dribbling it down to Jehuda. Jehuda trying to win the 1v1 against Flies, and beautiful double dash coming out from Bubble Bear and Jehuda to get that last barrier from Flies. And Peasant in a tough situation, but Dubu stands tall and strong. Peasant sending the core up. Bubble Bear banished. And Sensor gets the core in the perfect spot to slot it right through Peasant. I don't know. That was such a difficult draft. Do you take extra special or do you take the spark? I think the extra special was the right choice. Unless it's Oni Village. I feel like Oni Village, the spark of agility, might have been, you know, better just for this map. Minus tempo Luna drive-by. What the fuck is that, bruh? And we get Sensor scoring a goal again. I think Sensor's gonna get MVP as well, so that's rough with speed. 3 sparks still in the thing. For those who know. Yeah, you want me to put a troll face on the fucking stream? Those who know. Peasant losing 1 barrier, losing both. Jehuda struggling to connect. Oh no, does Sensor get MVP? Oh no. No, they don't. Right, well, Peasant has to deny the spark now. Really unfortunate. Wow, we get a stacks on stacks as well. Ooh. Glass cannon for Luna, though. Really, really nice. And Surge onto Jehuda. Pretty good draft. But yeah. I think it was the spark choice before. God, I'm so tired, man. Don't trust that wall, Peasant. Yeah. Good shit. Ooh. Beautiful ultimate coming out from Shadow Cooper. Catching Peasant off guard. There's a Super Surge value coming out from Jehuda. Loses the Strike Wall 1v1 against Shadow Cooper. Missing out on a goal. Can they win this one? Yes, they can. I'm too tired, man. I can't keep casting. Peasant sending it to Jehuda. Jehuda in a 1v1 with Flies and wins it out, however. Nice banish coming out from Fliesm as well. Does a nice flip kill. Jehuda did not see that one coming. I mean, yeah, fair enough. Got rid of the goalie's flip at least. Ooh. The double dash blunder coming out from Bubble Bear and Peasant. Shadow Cooper scoring that goal. Oh my gosh. Apologies. Oh my god, Jehuda taking so much damage once again. Bubble Bear taking a lot of damage as well. Jehuda gonna heal it up with a little bit of Vambrace. Bubble Bear doesn't have that Vambrace, however, and Peasant losing the 1v1 to Sensor. First barrier lost is going to be EBA's top barrier using the wall in the bottom. But now Shadow Cooper has free reign with that ultimate. Doesn't get too much value, however. No abilities on Shadow Cooper now. Used it all for core control, losing the bottom barrier. Bubble Bear staggered with their core flip. Gotta watch out, play their life a little bit. They get taken out! They didn't get to use their core flip as well. Nice pass from Shadow Cooper, forcing Peasant in a dangerous spot. Doesn't get the barrier, however. Nice Dubu coming out from Peasant, barely scraping away the core. Peasant up to Jehuda. Jehuda up into a barrier break. Guys, you know, I love both of the teams, but please don't make this a set 5 game. I beg. And a goal coming out from Sensor. Really well played. Bro, I have like an 8-hour shift tomorrow, you know? Like, I'd like to sleep. Oh, it might be 7 hours. I don't know. It's some hours. Ugh. Yeah, I'm sure that would help me, wouldn't it? Maybe it'd help your bloody performance on forward, mate. That's what we need. A Red Bull that helps ATG forward. But yeah, we get the spark on Sensor. Looking pretty rough. Both barriers down on Peasant. Peasant in a 1v2. Wins it 2 times in a row. Let's go, PS Beast. Oh my gosh, Jehuda tanking a lot of damage. Does get the final barrier. Beautiful ult coming out from Shadow Cooper. Trying to send the core to Sensor. Sensor uses all their abilities though. Nothing left to score on Peasant. Uh-oh. Nice goal coming out from Jehuda. What about me, ATG? I don't play forward, but, you know, I still put up, you know, really strong performance. So, like... Barriers down on opposite sides. 1 barrier left for each team. Jehuda gets taken out. Do we have the Finny ultimate? I think it's on cooldown. Nice flip trade-off between Peasant and Sensor. Looks like Sensor is lagging a little bit. Nice Finny secondary coming out. And, ooh. Yeah, bro. You don't understand the game how Uncle Akuzu understands it. I just hate playing bad, bro. I don't know what to tell you. No matter what position I play, I will hate playing bad. It's probably why I can, like, improve pretty quickly. I hate losing. Oh, beautiful triple banish from Flies, and one on Jehuda, one on Bubble, and one on the core. Bubble Bear 1v1 against Shadow Cooper. Shadow Cooper winning it out though. Never mind. Never mind again. Flies and place a nice pillar to keep up the offense. Forced to use core flip, sending it up to center. Lots of abilities being thrown out, but Peasant stands strong. Sending it to Bubble Bear. Bubble Bear gotta find a chance to use his flip to get that last barrier. Force Ruin to defend in the open net. Nice clear coming out from Peasant. Jehuda dribbling against the Ruined Pillar. Ooh, beautiful flip from Bubble Bear. Oh no. Nice defense coming out from Bubble Bear and Peasant. They're still hanging on. Nice core flip defense from BS Peasant. Bubble Bear gets taken out, however. Peasant soon to follow as well. Nice pillar coming out from Flies. And Peasant is staggered, gets taken out by Sensor, and Jehuda cannot do anything. Now it's match point. Oh no. No! Peasant losing both barriers. Great flip coming out from Shadow Cooper before. Not the best of flip coming out from Jehuda though. And it's looking really, really rough for EBA. Not even the GOAT Peasant can turn things around. Bubble Bear gets eliminated and Peasant cannot connect with the core. And Team Napping Time wins it 3-0 against EBA. Yeah, tough game, tough game. But yeah. I am going to play a game with Disabled Man and then I'm going to sleep. But yeah, GG's everybody! Not sure if there's a match tomorrow, but I'm definitely not going to stream tomorrow because I'll be dead. But yeah, you know, GG's. I'm not streaming with Disabled Man, bro. I will get banned instantly. I'm good. I'm Gucci. Alright, let's wrap things up. Goodbye, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you next time, which will potentially be Sunday. Goodbye.